even started yet. I crack myself up sometimes. So on Valentine's Day, this woman woke up one morning and she had this incredible dream. So she shakes her husband awake and she said to her husband, I had this great dream. And I dreamt that for Valentine's Day, you brought home this fabulous diamond necklace for me. She said, what do you think that means? Like only women can do. And he says, you'll know tonight. So she's all excited, right? He gets home from work that night. He brings in this package. And so she's excitedly opening it, and very gently, and she unwraps it. It's a book, How to Interpret Dreams. Yeah, well, anyway. So that's why I was laughing before I even started. It's not that funny though, Greg, by the way.
Don't go there.
Yeah. Love, love, love. Love is the word of the day. And let's make it the word of the month, the word of the year, the word of our lives. Because right now, in this world in particular right now, we can really use love and more of it. That is the absolute truth. And, by the way, if you have forgotten about Valentine's Day, let this serve as a reminder, Greg, that it is Wednesday. And I, as you know, don't need any more books. I'm just saying. If you don't know the story behind St. Valentine's Day, I'm going to share it. If you do know, well, sleep through it. I don't know. I just love this story, and I think there's a darn good reason for Valentine's Day. Years ago, there was a priest by the name of Valentine, and he lived in Rome during the reign of Emperor, wow, that was a big word, Emperor Claudius. And this emperor was committed to rebuilding that late great Roman army back up. Valentine, however, believed it was really important for men to volunteer for service rather than to be drafted against their will. The problem was, when given a choice, most young men in the Roman Empire didn't want to go to battle. Understandable. They'd rather stay at home with their wives and their children and their families. So the emperor came to realize that only single men would volunteer for service. So he issued an edict that banned all further marriages. Nobody in the Roman Empire was allowed to get married. So Valentine thought, that is absolutely ridiculous. In addition to the fact that one of his favorite duties as a priest was, of course, to do weddings and to marry people. So after the emperor passed that law, Valentine secretly continued to perform marriages. You gotta love a rebel, am I right? So what he would do is he'd bring these couples in and he'd whisper the words of the ceremony with one ear to the door, waiting for footsteps, just in case. So one night he did hear those footsteps at the door. And the couple that he was marrying at the time was lucky enough to escape. However, Valentine did not. So he was caught, thrown in jail, and sentenced to death. Well, several of the young couples that he married would throw up flowers and notes to his window to let him know that they supported him and how much they appreciated what he did. They also wanted him to know that they too believed in love and what he was doing. So one day, he received a visit from the daughter of one of the prison guards. Her father allowed her to visit Valentine, and they often sat and just chatted for hours and became very, very good friends. She believed that he did the right thing by ignoring the emperor and continuing to perform weddings. So on the day that Valentine was to die, he left her a note. And he left her a note thanking her for her friendship and for her loyalty to him. And he signed it, "Love from your Valentine." So that note started the custom of exchanging love notes on Valentine's Day. It was written on the day he died, February 14th, 269 AD, and that was a day set aside in honor of a man who gave his life for love. And I just think that's an absolutely beautiful story. I don't know if it's true or not, it wasn't there, but I love the story. I think it's really beautiful. So everyone loves love. Isn't that the truth? We all want to be loved. We all want to be able to give love in return. And we're all capable of doing just that. Real love, that real love, is built on trust and communication. It's built on authentically sharing ourselves with others. No walls, right? Open and authentic. As a society, as a culture, we talk about love. We sing songs about love. We write books about love. There are tons of movies out there about love, TV programs about love. When we're happy, we are happy when we find love, and we're heartbroken when we lose it. Isn't that the truth? It's a hard thing to define, this love. Is it a feeling? Is it an attraction? Is it a passion? If you try and think that out, all of the common ideas about love seem fleeting, seem insubstantial. Can't really grasp that idea because it's something that's in here. And yet, we're driven by love, aren't we? Our life revolves around love. It's what gives our life meaning. It's the basic substance of life. Love is where we come from. Love is where we return to when we transition into our next expression of life. So it's more than a feeling, it's more than an attraction, it's more than a passion. Maybe it's all of those things, together. It's at the core of who we are. It is our life. Love is our life. It's that reality, that substance, that power. It's basic to our human existence. It's as essential as water, as food, as oxygen. Where would we be without love? It's that all-pervasive force that attracts us to one another, that encourages us to be closer and more intimate with people. To live without love is empty. It's lonely. Especially if we don't love ourselves, right? The more we love someone or something, the closer we want to be to that person or that thing. And this love is not reserved for people only. We love nature, don't we? We love food, especially around here. We love our animals. Most of us in here are animal lovers. We love life. We love just all of it. Love is love is love. So, I have another short video that I want to show you of a beautiful example of love. How many of you have tears? Okay, good, because I couldn't figure out, every time I see that, I can't help it. What is it about that? It touches our heart so deeply, doesn't it? And they say animals don't know, don't remember. Ha. Well, I'm glad you all shared that with me because, whoo, and I've watched that a half a dozen times and it still gets to me. It's a beautiful, beautiful example of love, right? Words are not necessary. Hugs are always welcome, be it by man or beast, right? I don't know if I would have trusted that lion to jump on me like that, because the power behind those animals, and yet he did it gentle enough to where it didn't knock anyone over. Wasn't that amazing? Just really a beautiful, beautiful story. It's so joyful because you feel it, right? Yeah, that was such a beautiful, beautiful story. Love is by far the most powerful emotion that we possess, and it has far, far-reaching effects. We never know who in our life has been touched by love. Maybe it could have been a stranger. Maybe it was someone we knew 20 years ago, and we were so kind and loving toward them that they've carried that with them. I know, I don't know why I'm going to talk about this, but I am. I know that feeling. A girlfriend of mine that I'd known for quite a few years passed away middle of last year. And we didn't have to see each other all the time. But what I carried from her was her love and her passion. One of the best friends I'd ever had in my life. And she loved me so much, there was nothing she wouldn't do for me. And I hadn't seen her in 8 or 9 years, probably. And we still had that. It was such a beautiful gift. And for weeks, for months, I said, I need to go see her. I didn't know she was ill. And I didn't. It's always time to get in touch, as they said, with somebody you haven't spoken to or seen in a really long time. It's a beautiful gift. Otherwise, you miss the chance. And that's kind of painful, I'm just here to tell you. So, loving is the absolute greatest thing that we can do. Because the more we love, the more love that we have to give, the more love that we have to share. And that is essential. Loving with all of our heart is essential to living that full life that we so desire. We don't ever want to regret. We don't want to say, oh my gosh, I wish I would have loved more, or known more people, or been more intimate with my friends. Love now. What do you have to lose? Right? That's what life is all about. When you live from love, you grow in the direction of more love. You can't help it. And the truth is, life works better for us when we do love. It seems to flow more gently, more easily. We find ourselves more kind, more compassionate. When we make space for love, we're making space for miracles. We're open to them. Miracles happen every day, all the time. When we're in that place of absolute love, we're more apt to see them and to experience them and to really enjoy them. Saint Valentine may have become famous for defying the emperor and standing up for marriage. What really made him a saint, though, was love. He reciprocated love, and he shared it through a life of service. And we can do that too. Actually, we already do that right here in this space, because you've made this spiritual center a community of love. It's tangible. It's tangible when people walk in here. They feel it. They feel that safety. They feel that love. They feel that passion, that compassion from each and every single person here. And what on earth could possibly be more important than feeling safe and secure and loved? We want to spread that to the world. Spread that to everyone we know. Let them know that's what life's all about, is giving, loving, sharing, experiencing. We are called to love unconditionally, to love fully, to love completely, to love out loud. We don't have to hide. Let's make that our mantra. Let's feel it in our heart every day, every moment, with every person that we meet. That doesn't mean you have to take them home for your best friend. That just means loving humanity. Being that loving being, which you already are, you truly are. And you are capable of spreading that love. And it's so needed. Be generous. Share that flow of love. Act as if it doesn't cost you a thing. Right? And remember, whatever you give to yourself is the capacity in which you can give to another. What does that mean? Love you. Love yourself unconditionally and fully with your entire heart. Because the more you do that, the more you can give out. Love out loud. Claim it, live it, express it, own it. That is what you are here to do. So I'm going to close with this beautiful thought from Barbara DeAngelis. Love is a force more formidable than any other. It is invisible, it cannot be seen or measured, yet it is powerful enough to transform you in a moment and offer you more joy than any material possession could. Thank you for being here while I shared this truth as I understand it.